Locked worlds. Aching in every muscle, I woke and lay motionless, staring at the low ceiling. Memory flooded back. I turned my head, realizing that I lay in a soft couch, padded with silks and pillows. Across the bare, simply furnished room was a recessed window, translucent, for it admitted light, but I could see only vague blurs through it. Seated beside me, on a three-legged stool, was the dwarfed, robed figure I knew was Adiran. Not even now could I see the face. The shadows within the cowl were too deep. I felt the keen glint of a watchful gaze, though, and a breath of something unfamiliar, cold and deadly. The robes were saffron, an ugly hue that held nothing of life in the harsh folds. Staring, I saw that the creature was less than 4 feet tall, or would have been had it stood upright. Again I heard that sweet, childish, sexless voice.
"Will you drink, Lord Ganelon, or eat?"
I threw back the gossamer robe covering me, and stood up. I was wearing a thin tunic of silvery softness and trunks of the same material. Adiran apparently had not moved, but a drapery swung apart in the wall, and a man came silently in, bearing a covered tray. Sight of him was reassuring. He was a big man, sturdily muscled, and under a plumed, Etruscan-styled helmet, his face was tanned and strong. I thought so till I met his eyes. They were blue pools in which horror had drowned. An ancient fear, so familiar that it was almost submerged, lay deep in his gaze. Silently he served me, and in silence withdrew. Adiran nodded toward the tray.
"Eat and drink. You will be stronger, Lord Ganelon."
There were meats and bread of a sort, and a glass of colorless liquid that was not water, as I found on sampling it. I took a sip, set down the chalice, and scowled at Adiran. "I gather that I'm not insane," I said.
"You are not. Your soul has been elsewhere. You have been in exile, but you are home again now."
"In Sealir?" I asked, without quite knowing why. Adiran shook the saffron robes.
"No, but you must remember."
"I remember nothing. Who are you? What's happened to me?"
"You know that you are Ganelon?"
"My name's Edward Bond."
"Yet you almost remembered at the need fire,"
Adiran said.
"This will take time, and there is danger always. Who am I? I am Adiran, who serves the coven."
"Are you?"
"A woman,"
she said, in that childish, sweet voice, laughing a little.
"A very old woman, the oldest of the coven. It has shrunk from its original 13. There is Medea, of course, Lord Matholach."
I remembered the wolf.
"Gast Rhymi, who has more power than any of us, but is too old to use it. And you, Lord Ganelon, or Edward Bond, as you name yourself. 5 of us in all now. Once there were hundreds, but even I cannot remember that time, though Gast Rhymi can, if he would."
I put my head in my hands. "Good heavens, I don't know. Your words mean nothing to me. I don't even know where I am."
"Listen,"
she said, and I felt a soft touch on my shoulder.
"You must understand this. You have lost your memories."
"That's not true."
"It is true, Lord Ganelon. Your true memories were erased, and you were given artificial ones. All you think you recall now of your life on the Earth world, all that is false. It did not happen, at least not to you."
"The Earth world? I'm not on Earth."
"This is a different world," she said. "But it is your own world. You came from here originally. The rebels, our enemies, exiled you and changed your memories."
"That's impossible."
"Come here,"
Adiran said, and went to the window. She touched something, and the pane grew transparent. I looked over her shrouded head at a landscape I have never seen before. Or had I? Under a dull crimson sun, the rolling forest below lay bathed in bloody light. I was looking down from a considerable height, and could not make out details, but it seemed to me that the trees were oddly shaped, and that they were moving. A river ran toward distant hills,